Hi, everybody. It is February 14th, otherwise known as Valentine's Day. Um, there's some interesting energies out there. Uh, we've got Pluto trining the North Node. So Pluto rules all of these things that are connected to the underworld. So it's connected to Hades and all of these sort of hidden influences. And we've been seeing through the tarot and through the astrology readings that things are coming up, things are bubbling to the surface, things are falling away. The truth is coming out, whatever that could mean in whatever areas of your life, or for the collective, in fact, for society. Um, we've got that trining the North Node. So there's this karmic elements, we'll say. And when we're talking about relationships, because everybody thinks about relationships on Valentine's Day, there's those karmic connections. And when we think of a karmic relationship, there's the soulmate dynamic, the twin flame dynamic. There's just your regular interactions with people. And then there's that karmic that often brings up a lot of things. But I mean, in fact, they're all karmic to a certain extent. And so those themes are going to be even more rampant, for lack of a better word, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to adjust this. I don't have my cabin background. So yeah, I'm going to look at the cards, but I don't think it's going to be a little extreme, I think. And those energies have been ramping up. And today's the 14th. And then Wednesday, we've got the full moon in Leo. And, if you think the one in January that was Cancer, that's the moon's sign, that was pretty hefty. That was a pretty potent one. People felt that, even if they weren't even normally in tune with those things. That was a big one for everybody. I'm just having my morning coffee. It's like my second sip. It's a very rainy but somewhat bright day here in Vancouver. Okay, so let's tune into this. Thing is, if you have been coasting along in a relationship, either lying to yourself or the other person is lying to you in whichever aspect, in a, this is good, this is fine, everything's just, it's cool, we're good, or somebody's, hiding something from you, or you're hiding something from somebody else, you're hiding it from yourself, that the BS meter it's right at like 0.001 right now of tolerance. So there is virtually no room for pretense anymore. So we're just going to see what comes out here. I said that. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? 10 of Pentacles comes out. So this is really thinking about the big picture, like where you fit into that big life picture. Legacy, money, the practical aspects of things, previous generations. What are you leaving behind for your future generation? If you have children, if you're thinking about having children, the impact of everything. This is a very relevant card. I think what I'm going to do is, that one flew out. If something else flies out, fine, but then I will cut the cards and I'll do a little rune cast spread, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Okay, so without cutting, we've got the Nine of Swords. So there's a lot of thinking for the collective, a lot of ruminating, a lot of building anxiety, I think. And it's interesting because we've been getting lighter in our moods, in our thoughts, in our, there we go. Something felt weird here. Sorry, I'm adjusting my positions. We have been getting lighter. Things have been removed. Things we've been working on are beginning to come to fruition. There's also this planting of seeds of things at this time, at least for the first 2 weeks of February, and I've mentioned that in the previous readings, where what we're planting now is going to show up in 6 months. Whereas, 6 months before that, we were planting things and it really didn't feel like they were coming true. And they are now coming true, coming through. I'm shuffling that again. King of Pentacles underneath here. Okay, so we're still in this Aquarian energy. Cut the deck on the Star, which is the Aquarius card. Okay. All right. So we've got 3 cards that sort of represent now, the leading, just immediately leading up to now, and what we're moving into. And it's a strange energy. It is a strange energy. Yeah. We're coming out of this. What can I put this? Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we're entering this positive shift, as I've been mentioning. This positive shift is you're trying to get stuff done. You actually are able to get it done at this point. So it's not like stuff just falls into your lap. And that may be the case. There were certain, when I did the all the individual signs, some people, yeah, there was a likelihood that you could get a windfall. If there was any time that you would get one, it would have been, in the last couple of weeks for sure. But this is just being in that positive environment where it is fortunate and you are able to implement the things that you've been trying to implement. Okay. But then in this exact present environment, and people can feel like this maybe on Valentine's Day because they feel left out. What always gets me about this card is, it's, if you're looking at money, we're thinking about our finances. This is really having to do with less, or, in extreme cases, poverty. And it's strange that we have this on one side, and then the card that flew out is like huge wealth potential. And we have this in the now. And it's like, this is a little bit of a woe is me. Everything sucks. I'm the only one left out of the, she's all dressed up. There's this door with a key hole pretty low down on the door. She doesn't even have to stand up to go get it. There's a huge key there that unlocks this. And she's choosing to just sit there, miserable. And there's a little bit of that feeling today. Okay. And then we've got Page of Cups. So, pages they are juvenile in their energy. It can be a person, it can be children. There's this, when pigs fly kind of thing, these lofty ideas, and he's looking up there. Okay. We've got, I don't know if you can see that, but there's, let's see, how do we get that to show up? There we go. So there's these 2 hands with a heart, going like this. So he's radiating all of this love. This is this childish, maybe needs not having been met, playing out a full cycle, life cycle of needs not being met business. And this feeling here in the present is like, the glass is half empty vibe, except in reality, in your environment, the glass is overflowing. And then the influence of the people around you, I won't even say directly upon you, but the people who do stand to, I don't even want to say gain, but they can either benefit or lose or somehow are impacted, let's say that, by what happens to you and what you do and your choices. We have a Chariot. So it's almost like, when we look at that Pluto trining the North Node energy and that Leo full moon, there's this rebellious feeling of like, I can't control my environment. And nobody's gonna, this childish kind of thing, nobody's gonna make me do whatever vibe. And yet then there's this very mature energy here that's the big picture. This is also part of the big picture. These two things are this very mature and yet very light and fun at the same time, but they're very mature, responsible. There's a materialistic aspect to it, but not in a negative sense. It's like in creating a foundation of something that lasts, it endures. And then the influence of the universe right now on this situation is the sun. So the sun is still saying like, okay, and we remember we still have this at the bottom of the deck. And I just saw the other card that's under there, which I'll get to in a second. So when we look at that, it's as if everything around you is geared towards success, really. And so why is the glass half full? And the glass is half full because there's certain things that are still beyond your control, beyond your influence. All you can do is change the way you think about something. But if you're in a situation where whatever's happening in your environment, when we think about that, the BS meter being at 0.001, it's going to irritate you at this time. And people who you've been tolerating, just tolerating, are going to irritate you at this time. Or more precisely, you will be irritated. Your suppression of your irritability will no longer be able to endure. So now, so there's a couple, keep that one over in a separate file. Now, as an outcome, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is a little nicer vibe, I would say, than these two things together, because this is like, okay, I'm going to pull from all of this maturity and I'm going to communicate properly, or be open to having somebody else communicate with you, and try not to be reactive. Can't control how somebody else is going to react, but at least if you're on the receiving end of something, try not to be reactive. Also, try to not instigate, think of that earthy, grounded energy that's there. And so what I was seeing here at the bottom of the deck, so we have that, we have this optimism, this Aquarius energy, because we're still in Aquarius for another week. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, earthy energy, earthy, grounded, mature, happy, confident. Everything flows to this queen. She has everything, but there's like humility still. And we also have the Seven of Swords. There's those things that I mentioned rising to the surface, the deception that is clearing up. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, and the Three of Pentacles and the King of Cups. I never want to go back too far in there because we'll end up hitting every card. But the first several are definitely relevant. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to let those rest for a moment and then pull out the Tarot of Mystical Moments here. So the world came out. So again, that's very much in alignment with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and Pentacles. That Leo full moon, you know, it's very cocky. It can be very in your face. So magician. These are all major arcana cards. And that's been happening a lot to me recently. These are major influences. There's the Five of Cups. So we're getting fives. Fives they're not the most pleasant energies. There's a lot of change. Nine of Swords again. Okay, here we go. Whew. There we go. Okay, so the world, full of opportunity, similar to the Star, similar to the Wheel of Fortune. Abundance, everything that you wanted, it's there. It's not being handed to you, but the opportunity is there. So if you focus on that and you keep taking those steps, shift your energy away from the irritation and go into that direction, funnel that energy into those areas. It's highly profitable, highly beneficial. Oh, such a good coffee. First coffee of the day, third or fourth sip. And then we have the Magician. And what's interesting here too in this deck, there's this goose. Okay. And that's a love symbol. And there's this, you know, there's this hand holding this up, this little house, and it's like a little tray, and she's got this funny hat on, which it's almost like a party hat. You know, it's not like a magician's hat. Like she's like the goose that lays the golden egg, and it's that kind of vibe. Or a swan. Is it a goose or a swan? Maybe it's a swan. And a moth, a butterfly, these little fireflies, you know, holding the world in the palm of your hand vibe. Again, you're able to manifest things. The Hermit is typically not a card people want to get on Valentine's Day. And look at the energy with this. Everything is blue, bluey green. A little bit of a blue energy today. Okay. All right. So in this deck, I might have mentioned before, the artist created a feminine character for all of the kings and the emperor as well. And then she went back and did another set within the same deck where it was a masculine character. So in this one, we have the King of Wands, fiery king. This is a very Leo energy with that Leo full moon coming in. This like bravado, arrogance. There's an air of I want to say false, like a not a mask, but like this pretense and this energy of putting on something in order to appear a certain way or to get something, like the thrill of the chase, like to know what to say, to know what to say to get what you want, kind of thing. And so that's, that can be beneficial, but in terms of relationships, you don't really want that happening for a long period of time. And it's going to fall away. So the Five of Cups is, yeah, that's kind of like her Valentine's date. And then the Nine of Swords. Again, there's a lot of anxiety. So if you're not dealing with something, it's going to bug you. It's going to erupt under your skin. All those thoughts, all those feelings, all those annoyances, they're going to bubble to the surface. It does not look comfortable. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is, okay, now we're moving in a right direction. This is, again, feeling that maybe an earthy pull. And what's popping out here too is the Five of Swords. We've had 3 of the fives show up so far. Okay. Now, all the fives in the minor arcana, there's an uncomfortableness about them. There's something lacking. Either we have a perception that something's lacking, or we're made aware that something's lacking. They don't feel good. They're, there's a level of discomfort there. But the thing is, and there's change involved. So we've had 555, which is change. And so moving through that over this week, because the full moon is on Wednesday. Today's Monday. It started probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Squabbles, irritations, being left out, crying over spilt milk, woulda, coulda, shoulda, all that stuff. Woe is me. And then there's no room for it anymore. It's like one more drop and that could explode or erupt. So even if it's not outwardly at somebody, it erupts within the person. Whew. And the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, focus on this other stuff. There's other stuff happening here that's really good. Everything to do with material things, work, finances, business. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, that's twice that showed up. The World again. Magician again. You have to transmute this energy. The Queen of Pentacles again. I'll show you these in a second. And the Knight of Swords. So really cutting through the BS. Okay. What did I say? 7 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork, effort, getting stuff done, wrapping things up, closing out. This can even be like after you've ended something, end it in a tidy way. You end a job. You clear out your desk, you get your stuff. There's no lingering whatever. It could be like that with a relationship too. Instead of the, back and forth or whatever, it's like it's done, it's clean, it's ended, it's all wrapped up, divorce papers are signed, whatever, it's done. The World came back. Okay. The Magician came back. So you've got this. It's like everything's in the palm of your hands. Those irritations when it comes to relationships are signaling that you should have a 0 tolerance now for nonsense and shift your attention to the things you can manage. And right now it is a good time for work and business and money and prosperity and connections. You know, the Three of Pentacles is also about those kind of work connections. And then the Queen of Pentacles again. And so this is that confident, established, it doesn't matter the gender, you know, in control, grounded, sensible. And then the Knight of Swords. There is this very air quality rushing through with a sword flying through the air, ready to chop things down. And that's okay. Oh, look at that, bottom of the deck. 11, 11, Four of Wands, Page of Swords again, Queen of Cups, and the Hierophant. So if what you are currently experiencing, if you've got all those disruptive vibes in this little happy home, however that looks for you, it's time to Knight of Swords it out of there. Okay, Page of Swords. So information, speak to gain information, clear up the head and the heart. Then the Hierophant is there. And the Hierophant is really about those strong spiritual connections, your life purpose. We're also in that era right now, this little moment in time where that theme of your life purpose is amplified. What are you doing to fulfill your soul's purpose here on earth? Oh, for goodness sakes. Five of Wands at the bottom. Okay, we've had all of the fives now. So it is disruptive. It is a disruptive energy. Okay, so the message, it cut like this. So there's a few there. So we have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups comes through with a genuine, it is very Valentine's Day like, isn't it? Some guy there sitting, he's got the whole thing set up, you know, non-gender specific, it doesn't matter. But he's got the roses, the horses in the background looking all prancy. You know, there's a little blanket, there's a letter, there's a cup, there's a satchel. He's looking all relaxed, but he's got it all planned out. There's an offer. This is an offer. And temperance is, you know, being patient and divine timing. But I'm curious to see what's behind here. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, there's that devil. There's that devil. So, okay, look at this. This is the chunk that fell out. Knight of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Slow moving. If you are making an offer, you're going towards your goals, somebody is making an offer, it is slow. So even these two come out together. Could be two offers. And then there's this guy. Doesn't he look like a bit of a, you know? Anyway, this Leo full moon is going to be like all of your addictions, your weaknesses, your codependent behaviors. That can be part of that bravado, that stuff that shows up. Like, nobody's going to tell me not to do whatever. So be careful with that. But then there's this, you know, King of Swords energy, which is air sign. And it's a very Aquarius moment in time as well. Aquarius card. And this is that energy of don't get pulled into this. Don't get pulled into the drama. Okay, so there's all this good stuff available. And these are genuine. Both of these knights are genuine, especially the Knight of Discs. Again, it's the grounded energy. There's loyalty, stability, and all of that. And then there's this drama. No, come on. I'll pull you back into the codependency. Come on. Look, I've taken my shirt off. I'm all exposed. Got glitter in my hair. It's magical. And again, it's not gender specific. It doesn't even have to be a person. It can be something else. And then we've got this, and this is No, think of the hermit over there as well that we had. If you need to extricate yourself from something so you can sit way up on the mountain to think clearly, have foresight, just gain clarity. There's that one sword there again, and strength. Oh, one more. Oh, look at that. We're back to our optimistic. Yeah, so, and temperance, patience. Behind patience, we have the Three of Cups. So, yeah, I think the message here is to, if you feel, so we've had all of the fives. So if you begin to feel anxious, ask yourself, where is that coming from? Is it my situation? Is there something in my situation that I can change? Is it a person? Am I connected to a person that is making me feel this way? Have I been lying to myself? Is somebody lying to me? Am I lying to someone else? Am I being deceptive? And bring it back to having integrity, being authentic, being true to yourself. Loving yourself means being true, coming into a situation where you interact with people in a true and honest way. It doesn't mean you have to tell everybody everything all the time. You can hold back. You don't have to be so vulnerable that you're just like vomiting all of your deepest emotions, because that will open you up for attack and other things. So it's not necessary, but it's, you know, be direct with that, like that sword. You can still be compassionate. You don't have to be abrupt. You don't have to be verbally abusive or sharp tongued, but you can be clear. You can be clear and definitive in a kind way. Because when we look at those other cards, when we've got the World and the Magician and the Ten of Pentacles, there's this energy of comfort. Even the Queen of Pentacles, you know, there's grounded energy, but there's a softness there of like, there's no need to create all this tension and all of this strife. And so, yeah, your BS meter should be at 0. There's no room for that and all the drama and the codependency in the direction that you're going at this point in time. So I picked up these cards and Soulmate is on the bottom. Oh, goodness. Okay, so last card in, let's see what we've got. These are the Spirit Oracle. So yeah, the first deck I used is the Light Seers deck by Chris Ann, and then the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Another sip of coffee so that I can speak. Oh. Wow. Okay, so this one flew out. Passion. What is your passion? It doesn't have to be in a love situation. You have a passion for life, passion for being who you were meant to be, passion for what you do every day. And yeah, it can be a passion in a relationship. So it says, well, come on now. The first word it says here is love, and it's Valentine's Day. And this is a very Valentine-like card. See? Love. So it says love, sexual energy, passions aroused, vital life force, Kundalini, the sun, giver of life, strength, a gift, new infusion of energy, something beyond your control, surrender. Hold that up there for a second. Can you see it? There we go. Screenshot it if you want. Well, I don't see the need to pull another card for this. Maybe the runes, though. Let's see. Maybe the runes. Yeah, I think so. Feel like a rune. My kids would say you don't look like a rune. All right. I'm gonna just pull one. Let me just pull one in. I don't know. It turns out to be more. Oh. Menaz. Movement. Okay, I do want another one. And like a feminine energy, receptive energy. Okay, so movement, and so go in the direction you want to go. Go in the direction that you want to go. And then be receptive. That's what that's saying. All right, well, try and have a happy Valentine's Day and a positive week. And don't get into fights. Don't suppress anything, but be aware when you get triggered in those moments. Look at things with clarity. Do not be deceived. Do not deceive yourself. Do not deceive other people. All right. Have a good one. I'm going to try and do, I'm not going to do all signs this week because I still feel like that energy of the last time is still carrying forward. Sometimes, those readings are really short, but I think combined with the general energy read, there's just a lot of information that sort of transcends that week of time. But I was thinking of another reading, and we'll see. We'll see if I have time today. And yeah, we'll see if I actually do it. Surprise.